analyzing the game.
Game plan was great.
The players.
I would want him to be a runner like Mahomes.
The plays.
That is a massive, massive mistake.
And each
The more I
other.
think about it, the more I'm fine.
Zolak and Bertrand, the Sports Hub.
It's the noontime hour on Zolak and Bertrand from our Town Fair Tire Studios. And we welcome in an expert in matters of crisis communication, Tim McCone, something we have spent a lot of time talking about over the last month plus in the aftermath of the photos that came out with Mike Vrabel and Dianna Russini on April the 7th. It's Molly McPherson. Make sure you go to Molly's website at mollymcpherson.com because you can get more of this great time with the PR breakdown with Molly McPherson every week. Check out her Substack, all of that. Molly, it's great to have you. How are you?
I'm doing well. How you guys doing?
We're doing good.
You're big Twitter. You're big on TikTok, I heard, huh?
TikTok, Instagram, not as much Twitter.
Okay, yeah, not Twitter. I'm not on Twitter.
There's a lot of mess on Twitter. You guys know.
Yeah, it's a cesspool.
Yeah,
it is.
It's really bad there.
I like TikTok.
But we have spent a lot of time hammering Mike Vrabel and the Patriots and Dianna Russini.
They have.
I was just going to say, some of you have.
Yeah. So not so much.
Yeah. But since day one, I just thought this was handled in maybe some of the worst ways possible. And I'm curious to know where they should go from here. What happens next? Because you've had nothing from Russini. You've had some half-hearted comments from Vrabel. And this isn't going away. This is still here. Every day, it's a new headline.
Yeah, it's not going away. But let me start here because I do have a bias. I'm a huge Vrabel fan. You know, we're a Patriots household. I have a 21-year-old son. We talk about this stuff all the time. He's Gen Z and he's into culture. So we know both sides of it. But here, and I hate to do this, Scott, to you, but here's where it breaks down.
You're fine. Go ahead.
Okay, here it is. You know, Scott, so you came out and said, I don't want to talk about this. You know, he's a friend. I know his wife. I know the boys. You have a connection to the Patriots. You came out and said why you didn't want to talk about it. Yeah. And you took a lot of heat from that,
I did.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. But you chose values. You said, I'm choosing a friendship, a loyalty, and I'm not going to talk about it. And you took the heat. That's the reason why the story is still the story now, because Vrabel didn't do that. That's the difference, if that makes sense. Sometimes you got to take the heat. He did not want to take the heat, and that's why we're still here.
Okay, so your turn. I get what you're saying. Like I felt like the pictures spoke for themselves. Like, what more can I add to it from a personal standpoint? I don't know his home life. Like, I kind of know the family. I deal with Mike 3 times a week during a year, extensively, and I have a lot of respect for him. And I think I had to earn his respect throughout it last year. So I didn't want to break any bridges or burn any bridges that way. And I would assume he would speak about this, and which he has. And thank God I went on a 10-day vacation because I can't talk about it now since he's spoken to his team about it. Supposedly went to get help and missed day 3 of the draft out in Salt Lake City. We all know about that. Very visible, by the way. And maybe you could elaborate on that too. Why so visible when that could have been really, really private if they wanted it to be?
Wait, I want now I want more of a breakdown. What were my value choices in all of this when I chose?
The same as mine, honestly. I just wanted to start there because I knew that there was a break with you guys. Yeah. But it explains the problem, and I'm saying there's a bias. I was a huge Vrabel fan. I say this, that people were rooting for him. He's a new era. He's the anti-Belichick era in a sense. He's the player's coached player. You know, he's the guy slapping him on the back. I believe you guys would know this well. You know, after the Super Bowl, it was a disappointment, but people were like, God, Vrabel, like, look at what you did. You know, people were rooting for him. I think the Post probably set him up a bit. It was a little bit of a trap and just said, hey, can you quote on this? He probably didn't know the evidence that was out there. And he did what a lot of people do when there's a smell of a scandal. You just, you deflect it and you deny it.
Panic.
And the problem was he and Dianna Russini it's like they connected, but not fully. So even in their denials, they didn't match their denials. So the story went off the rails immediately. And the New York Post, they knew what they were doing. And a New York tabloid is going to love to stick anything to any, Boston team. But it kept getting worse. And it's almost like he kept digging his hole because he just didn't want to admit, because he knew it would go a lot deeper, and he didn't want to open the door. The story is not a pearl-clutching story. People are shocked because there are affairs in the NFL. But I think people are just disappointed because they wanted to root for Vrabel. They wanted to love Vrabel. And at his first go with this, he didn't take accountability, and now it's sticking to him.
So if we go back to the beginning, let's say that you are working with both Mike Vrabel and Dianna Russini, and they called you and told you that the Post had just called looking for a statement. What would have been your advice for both those guys from the start?
Great question. Because it's the New York Post, they have the goods. Okay, this isn't just some online mag. This is the Post, and it's a New York tabloid, so it's going to be messy. I would have said right away, we're working together confidentiality. There's confidentiality. I'd say, tell me everything. I need to know everything. And then right away, Vrabel, he would have taken accountability. Not fully. He didn't have to say it was 6 years. It's like, you're going to find all these photos. He would just admit it, and kind of the stuff he said about the wife, the disappointment in the team, and then you let it go away. And it would have gone away. It would have stuck around and lingered a little, but not as much as it's done now. So every step of the way has been the wrong step.
And now it's not just cleaning up the scandal. It's cleaning up the scandal plus cleaning up the wrong steps.
Absolutely.
That's how now you've got two problems on your hand, not one.
Yes. Exactly, because he didn't know what he didn't know. He didn't know what was out there. Clearly, now we know why he wanted to dismiss it right away, because he knew there was likely, since there were years of this behind, he doesn't know what people have, the evidence out there. But I think he took a risk. He took a gamble, I should say. He just assumed that maybe there were whispers, or maybe there was just one photo that he could talk out of. So they coordinated enough to say we were there with friends. So they knew there was maybe a sighting in Arizona, but they had no idea to the extent of what it was. And, Vrabel saying that it was an innocent interaction, that it was laughable. You're showing contempt to people who are following the story, including Patriots fans. And that just goes against his character. If he was a shadier coach, maybe, but people were rooting for him. I think that's the reason why it's such a tough story for him.
All right, Molly. So there are reports that she is shopping her story in a tell-all. And say she does do that soon, and I say within the next month, and it goes like really bad. Like she's angry and it comes off really, really bad. Does he have to respond to that with his own?
Oh, yeah.
Would you recommend that?
I honestly, I think he does, because not only is this a Patriots issue, because this is not just a coach strain. It's personnel, it's players, it's she lost her job. The Patriots need to secure her with an NDA, and I think that's what I thought they were trying to do. If she comes out, it's going to be another blow to Vrabel, because now it's not just attacking his character as a coach and a husband. Now it's also as the boyfriend and how he treated a woman. This wasn't just a one-off. This was years. I mean, I think reasonable people look at it like there was a relationship there. There was something there. And if he throws her under the bus again, that says something about his character, and it just won't be good.
Yeah. So you mentioned Dianna Russini and no longer being employed by the Athletic. She did resign, although we could assume that she likely would be let go eventually there.
Right.
A lot of people have brought up the idea of a double standard, I think, without fully understanding the responsibilities of the jobs of the two people involved. But where I do think there is a double standard or a different standard is that Mike Vrabel has the advantage of being a football coach with fans. And fans are not necessarily about, morals or what it is that they think is right. It's about, he's a football coach and I'm going to root for him because he's my favorite football coach. End of story. Whereas someone who is in the media is not going to have that kind of rabid fandom of their work. Can he leverage that and use that moving forward, something that she does not have available to her?
Yeah, I like how you switch from double standard to a different standard. You're absolutely right. It's not a double standard. Because for Vrabel, it's a personal issue. But for her, it's professional. That's the difference. And I stand by this. I mean, yeah, there isn't equality and equity in sports, especially for women. I mean, there is a struggle there. But her job was to report. And from the Titans all the way to the Patriots, how was she getting her information? So she had a journalism ethics problem. Mike Vrabel just had a personal problem, and bleeding the line. And yeah, you could say that as a coach, but, sources in the coach. But I think what happened to her was appropriate. How the Athletic stood by her so strongly was surprising. That actually really surprised me. And then they had to backtrack that. I think they just had the receipts and her story just didn't match up, so she had to walk. But yeah, that is a massive threat if she comes out and starts talking. Now he's got to deal with it all over again.
Have you been surprised that those two stories haven't exactly been coordinated? Like, clearly there was a split after the initial New York Post story. Those two, Mike Vrabel and Dianna Russini, clearly taking two different paths.
Well, I work in the crisis business, right? And I'm always looking at what's happening on the outside. But you know what? A crisis is always a mess. And really, this story, could you imagine the mess between Dianna Russini and Mike Vrabel? Their relationship is likely imploding as all of this is imploding. And Dianna Russini's life, I mean, it blew up her entire life, but not the other guy. So I'm sure inside there's a lot of strife there. Like, Vrabel's not just dealing with Kraft and the players and the fans and his wife and his kids and everybody else. He's also dealing with a relationship that's falling apart in real time in the press. It's tough all around for everyone. That's why accountability mattered in the first place.
We're talking with Molly McPherson, and Molly, I'm just assuming that the Patriots landed on the opening night of the NFL calendar because the NFL likes this drama. They know that it brings an extra level of intrigue. Whether they want to admit that is something else, but they know that right now the Patriots are in the headlines. The Patriots, in my opinion, are the most polarizing team in football, and to put them in a Super Bowl matchup with a buildup of what's Mike Vrabel going to look like in his first game back is now going to, in a weird way, help the NFL with their ratings.
This is no different, seriously, than Taylor Swift, right? They're not going to come out and say that we want to take advantage of this. We want to optimize and monetize as much as we can because of Taylor Swift. You're absolutely right. It's the shift now. I mean, we saw with the Chargers, like what the Chargers did. People want to take advantage of a conversation, and especially if the algorithm is involved. So I agree with you 100%. The NFL is going to want this to be a narrative. The Patriots and Vrabel do not want it to be a narrative. But unless he wins the Super Bowl, it's going to be around.
Do you think the pictures on Mother's Day were a setup?
Mother's Day. Like, they're just not going to win anyway, right? Like, the Patriots, if they talk about Mother's Day, if they not, if they don't. And again, it all goes, if there's any lesson to be learned from this is why accountability is so necessary in any type of crisis, whether it's a scandal or something that gets away from you. If you just address it in the first place, it will go away because there's always something to come up behind it. There's going to be a mess in the NFL. Someone's going to do something wrong. But because this story has such legs, it's now going to be a season long, in my opinion. I really do. The Vrabel thing could be the Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce of next season.
Well, Molly, it's great to talk to you. Make sure you give Molly a follow on TikTok. Zoe's big on TikTok.
If your son ever needs a football or anything, go Pats.
Yeah, so
invite
me. Yeah.
Hey, but Scott, you're okay, right? Like, we're fine. Good. Like, you understand?
Yes, totally.
Yeah, you couldn't win. You're in a no-win.
Yeah, that dude's 4 hours a day here. You got to talk about it. It is what it is.
Gotcha. Yeah. All right, thanks, guys.
Molly, thank you. Molly McPherson joining us here on Zolak and Bertrand. She is very interested in this story. She covers all of these awesome, like, celebrity fallout matters. If you see all of her videos, make sure you follow along. But this one's been a hot one because it's not dying out yet, and It's going to continue right up until September when the NFL season begins. Speaking of that schedule, how the hell did the NFL arrive at this schedule? We'll talk to a guest at 1 p.m. today. From the NFL, we got someone from the league office coming on to talk about the schedule and how they got to this point, how it all comes together. That's all on the way. Also, we'll get to your calls next. Stay tuned.
We're back with more Zolak and Bertrand.
I mean, those are the things I'm working on with third graders.
On the Sports Sports Hub.
617-779-0985. Let's grab some of your calls. Thanks again to Molly McPherson. She is local, obviously, based on, she listens to the show. Came out with the full breakdown of Scott Zolak's value system.
Good values.
He valued his
very valuable
friendship with Mike Vrabel.
I'm still trying to figure that one out.
Why? What's confusing about it?
No, Scott Zolak's value system. Who knows?
Oh, yeah. No, I think she was just speaking on this particular topic. His values on this particular topic.
I value some other things.
He's valuing Mike Vrabel over us.
Friendship.
He's choosing Mike over us.
No. Friendship over family.
Nope. Just doing the right thing.
Let's go to your calls. Jake in Boston, go ahead.
Well, two things. One is I want to say bye to Milliken first. And in all honesty, listen, you can get a long way in life by simply having a passion and not letting others get you down about it, like, last hour. So, Milliken, just stick with what you're doing. Now, I do have one question for you, which was, why did you do this knowing there's not going to be a baseball season in 27? And what are you going to talk about then? So I'd like to know your plan there.
I could answer that for him. Maybe it's better I answer it for you than you answer it for yourself. Because despite his lack of geography knowledge, he does know how to do pretty basic math. And when the money equals something that is far more significant than what you are currently making, just work for the next year and you'd be covered for the next several.
You're good, baby.
Let's just do that.
I hope it's a contract and not at will. I will say that. Two is because you just had Molly on, and we kind of do the same thing. And Zoe, you got the text from me the second that story dropped with, this isn't good. Let me follow up here. She was right. Mike's got to start the season 3-1 at minimum. If you want the positive, Belichick was at his best during his first divorce in 2003, 2004. So maybe that happened. Two, like me, she knows there are NDAs out there. She knows the Patriots are involved in cutting those NDAs. And I know Vrabel makes good money. It's not that good to fully buy off Dianna Rossini's opportunity to sell that story. Three, if Mike does end up going down the route of a divorce, because TMZ and the Post are involved, he better hire a private matchmaker. He better not be seen on an app. And four, the Chargers alluded to it with the video itself, which I thought was really interesting. But they timed the New York Post reference between the car going through the AFC Championship game and then exploding over the Super Bowl. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see the story about how horny Mike couldn't balance Dianna and his wife during Super Bowl week at some point between now and opening night. Because if I know TMZ and the Post are really good at one thing, it is they're going to be able to get whatever security footage exists from the Marriott in Santa Clara where the team stayed. So if at any point they had a balancing act, they're going to get it. So he better answer that question now about how he balanced and lost the Super Bowl because he was potentially playing musical chairs with his wife and the mistress. Also, the Patriots videos, C, another C grade.
All right, we've got enough topics there to dig in on. Yeah, I thought the Patriots video was fine. It didn't take a lot of work compared to some of these other videos. No. All they did was put the GoPro on the front of the roller coaster and have them shout out the teams. You could have done that. It was fine. It was fine. The video team at the Sports Hub could have done that video. Yeah. It's fine. The dog one was better. The Bob Sosi Patriots
Was
one.
there a video with it?
Yeah, dogs.
Yeah. That chicken jockey will ride no more.
Chicken jockey. I'm going to call him a chicken. That's his new nickname, Chicken Jockey.
Yeah. Jake in Boston, to his credit, called us day one, and he said, this is being handled all wrong. We are a forgiving society. He should just admit what was going on, and it will go away. He did. He said that from the very beginning. He said, this is a mistake. He said, denying this is a mistake. Don't deny it. Everybody looks at it and knows what it is.
She did bring up...
Unless you were a complete clown saying, no, how do you know their friends aren't there? I hope they sue you. Oh, man, were those emails delicious. Yeah. You're going to sue us? Go ahead. Like, come on. Are you kidding me with that? You're going to... Because we obviously suspected that it was a relationship, and it turns out it was a pretty deep one. Didn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out.
No, it did not.
No.
I would be pushing that NDA as hard as possible, too. I would go full court press on that. Try to get that done. Right?
If that's happening.
Do you really think she can get any semblance of a career back?
No.
Not football.
No. I think that's going to be
I mean, wouldn't that be the thing that you would stress?
really hard
If you were
thing
trying to get her to sign the NDA? Because isn't that what the conversation would be about? Essentially trying to launch or start your career again? That's sort of the launching pad for it, right?
So there would have to be non-football involved, right? Oof. You tell somebody they can't pursue a field?
I mean, you can do a football podcast.
How do you do that?
Right? I mean, that's kind of what the avenue should we go. Maybe you're not a newsbreaker anymore, but you're trying to relaunch your career. That's the start of you trying to relaunch your career. If you're the Patriots or Mike Vrabel, aren't you trying to, hey, you know what? Maybe there really isn't a path forward for you, so why don't you just sign this NDA and just sail off into the sunset?
I think if there's a path forward, it's going to have to involve, like, airing it all out. Like, I don't think that the path forward is by being quiet about it.
Look, if I'm the Patriots, that's what I'm telling her, though. I mean, just, hey, live a normal life. Take this money and live a normal life. There's no point. You're not going to win. There's nothing to be gained by airing out this story. Your career's gone anyway, so don't do it.
If she does that, goes quiet, and it's proven that, like, they've paid her off to do that, does that extend it? Like, oh, man, there's more to it.
You're not going to know.
They just paid her off. You know what I mean?
You're not going to know.
I know.
You're just never going to hear from her.
You're never going to know that it happened. You're just never going to hear. It's going to end it. You won't hear from her again, and the speculation will be that she was paid off.
What sucks is speculation. People are like, well, I heard this and that. Like, you have to deal with those things when they come out. That's what sucks.
Pat and Franklin. Hi, Pat.
What's up, Pat?
I'm with Tyler Milliken. Listen, I went to Wharton, Villanova. My two hardest courses were financial tranches and derivatives and geography. It's okay, Tyler. Geography's hard. I'm with you, man. Hang in there. Don't let these guys beat you up. Geography is not easy. Hey, Zolak.
Yeah. What's up?
Have you seen The Usual Suspects, the movie?
I've not. Why?
It's in my top three. And I know Milliken needs to read books. So I have a book for you, Milliken, called The Big Goodbye. It's about how they made Chinatown, Zolak, in '74 with Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
Probably the best non-sports book I've ever read. Thank you.
Okay.
Why don't know. Meet her?
I don't know.
We can read books together, Zo.
I'm pretty good with geography. I see it and I know it, absorb it. That's my gift.
Not all of us are perfect.
Should we give Zoe a quiz? Does Zoe require a quiz?
What do you need a quiz on?
NFL cities.
Oh, come on. It's easy.
All right.
I'm not going to do that.
Why not?
It's so easy.
You can show off your skills to Milliken.
Milliken.
No?
You'll be fine, Tyler.
Yeah. I've made it this far.
Well.
Good boy.
The kid drove to Pittsburgh. Didn't know where it was. He's just like, you dumbass.
To be fair, I took over halfway through.
So stupid.
And it was at night.
Even worse.
And it was at night. Jeez. Milliken.
Because day trips would really help you remember things as to where things were, right?
Well, I couldn't really make out like the mountains and different stuff like that.
Well, thank God you'll drive up in New Hampshire. Jesus.
Can I print off of this computer? I'll print one out for you.
All right.
I'll get you the map.
Nice.
Open. All right. Yeah. We'll do
Get
that.
some new mouse here.
What's the number to beat?
What was?
Proportionately.
Did you get to double digits, Milliken? Did you get to 10?
We'll have to get half it right.
I think he did. I think he got to 10.
11, I think you said.
I don't have printing capabilities, of course. They took that away because they
don't like the back of my hand. This is ridiculous. You don't even have to print this.
We're low on toner.
Well, no, they don't want us to print because that requires paper.
Paper
Where do you
or
think I would
paycheck.
get tripped up on Cincinnati being close to Kentucky or Cleveland being northern Ohio?
Dock you on the paycheck.
Where would you think I get tripped up?
There's a freaking pin on the copier now.
Well, I wouldn't know.
It's like college. You only get a certain number of pages.
Yeah, it's kind of bogus.
Like I wouldn't know where the Ravens or the Redskins play. I mean, Commanders play.
But right? It is, in fact, Milliken's last day, as Pat and Franklin mentioned. So we're definitely celebrating Milliken today.
Yes, we are.
Without a doubt, on our final day together. More of your calls are coming up. Here are the headlines with Tim McCone.
Zolak.
I got a pillow over my head.
Bertrand.
Doesn't make it normal.
The Sports Hub.
We owe a very special thank you to our friends. Oh, I got to get that in the shot. At the 99. Because, of course, what would be more appropriate for lunch on Tyler Milliken's last day? What could possibly be better than the 99? For maybe the biggest fan of the 99. He's just a 99 fanboy, is what he is.
I always told you guys, the buffalo tender in the mozzarella moon, this is what it looks like. This is peak.
I ordered both for him.
This is what it's about.
I made sure we had that on the order. And
For the listening audience, he's made a sandwich out of a mozzarella moon and a buffalo tender.
There you go.
Which 99 did you go for?
Well, I'm gonna send out a couple of first, thank you to our friends at the 99 who wanted to wish Milliken well. And wanted to thank him for his many years of 99 fandom at all of their New England locations. So thank you to the 99 for wanting to provide Milliken with his final lunch here at the Sports Hub today. And we want to thank specifically the manager at the Waltham location. Scott was his name. Nice name.
Good name.
Good location.
Jay Stu went over and picked up the order. And we want to thank him for getting it together. I got to say,
steak tips are great.
It's just, you just know some days you hit it, man. You just hit it right. This is one of those days.
I've never seen so many buffalo tenders in my life. Like, this is a personal heaven. I can't say thank you enough.
We got him as tendies. We got him
like
as half moons.
He's jumping into the big tub of
the coins.
I feel like the senior dog getting fed chocolate. This is an awesome feeling.
Yeah, that's right. We're putting you down.
last meal.
Wait, so that's the move. You go with the moon and the tender in one bite.
One bite. It's a sandwich.
Sandwich.
I'm a vet at this thing, man. I've been doing it for a long time.
Eating?
Yes.
So that was really nice that we managed to get it from the Waltham location, which is just a block away from our studio here in Waltham.
You could even walk there unless your name's Tyler Milliken.
You could. You could walk over there.
Every Friday I order from there. I have my buffalo tenders before the baseball hour. It was my schedule.
He has a schedule where you go to the Waltham 99 every Friday. And it's very close. So if you were ordering lunch, that might be a good place to order from. But that one time we did order takeout from the 99, he ordered it from Charlestown, which, again, the geography, it's a theme.
I've never been angrier during a show tracking food.
Well, we're like, why is it not here yet?
Theme. But the 99 was like, no, we'll make you guys lunch at the Waltham location, and you guys can come pick it up hot from the kitchen. And I was like, yeah, we'll do that. That's a great idea. Thank you, 99. Thank you. Yeah. So thank you to the 99. Make sure you go to 99restaurants.com. They hooked it up today.
What a spread.
They hooked it up today for Milliken, knowing that he's a big fan of their work. And there's nothing better than a fresh, right out of the kitchen gold fever wing, if you ask me.
The best.
That's just the best. That's the best. He's a Buffalo. Milliken's a Buffalo guy.
What's a gold fever wing?
I like Buffalo, but I just think the gold fever there is...
What's gold fever wing?
It's the sauce. The gold fever sauce.
Yeah. It's like a tangy honey barbecue.
Yeah.
It's delightful. It's really great. So thank you. Thank you, 99. Well, let's get back to your calls. Thanks for hanging on. People have things on Vrabel. They have things on Dianna Russini. They've got things on the Red Sox. Steve in the car wanted to talk Celtics from a while ago. Oh, we'll go back to you, Steve. That didn't work out. Dalton in Dedham. Dalton.
Hey, guys. How we doing?
Good. Great.
Hey, before I get to my Red Sox take, I just want to say, Tyler Milliken, thank you, man, for everything you've done for the show over the years. It's been a pleasure talking baseball with you, man, and I wish the best of luck over here at Section 10. I'm sure you're going to kill over there, man. Congratulations. On the Red Sox, real quick, so they're going to have to get uncomfortable if they're going to, with this in this trade market, if they're going to want to, upgrade their offense. They need a right-handed bat, and it's come to the point where they're going to need to get uncomfortable. Like I was saying, they're going to have to move some of these prospects that they have. They have a logjam when it comes to their pitching, and a couple names that came up If they're going to want to actually have teams pick up the phone, it's going to have to be a Jake Bennett. It's going to have to be a Kyle Witherspoon. It's going to have to be guys like this. But that's the problem with the Red Sox. Are they willing to get that uncomfortable? Milliken, I just want to get your final take on this, man. And like I said, good luck, buddy. Take care.
It's going to come down to Craig Breslow and whether his job really is on the line here. If his job is on the line, I think you will see him go out there and do something he's uncomfortable with, because if you win it and paid Ranger Suarez, you should be okay dealing away some of that pitching depth. I think the scary thing is with Patrick Sandoval, Cutter Crawford, those guys being down, even Tyler Uberstein, they can't really move on from Jake Bennett when he just had to come up and pitch recently.
If someone calls on Peyton Tolley, do they move him?
I don't think they do.
Well, that I think is, I was waiting for Dalton to throw Peyton Tolley's name in there. Because that makes everybody uncomfortable. Makes fans uncomfortable, makes the team uncomfortable, but it's clearly a guy that would be coveted. So, are you truly getting really uncomfortable or not?
No, and you're right.
I would hate the idea.
Giving up Brian Bayo is not being uncomfortable.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I get you're drawing on names that are future kids, guys that you have sort of factored into your future.
That's my issue with Sonny Gray. I'm okay moving him because I need Peyton Tolley in the rotation every single day.
Right.
Sonny Gray isn't going to help you get that controllable bat that you're starving for, whether it's a Zach Neto or a Jordan, Jeremy Pena, pick whoever it is.
Milliken, what was the Spear report last night?
He essentially said that they were spitballing big and minor trades in the front office, which you would expect. That's the job they're supposed to do out there,
sure.
Right?
Yeah.
But beyond that, it was unlikely a major trade was going to happen this early in the season.
It's not an easy time to get that done.
Patrick Bailey just got dealt, though, with Buster Posey, and that front office was aggressive last June, and there's different levels to these deals. If you're Craig Breslow, guess what? At this time of year when other teams make demands, now you have to meet them. You wanted to be picky over the offseason, now you have no leverage. So go out there, pay the ransom, give this team a chance to succeed, and maybe you save your job in the process.
Let's go to Steve again, see if he's ready. Hey, Steve.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
How you guys doing?
Good.
So, Milliken, good luck. Gonna miss you. I love your insight. You're actually educational. About the Celtics, when Brad was giving his little interview there, it didn't seem like he wanted to trade anybody. He wanted to add some height because he kept talking about Embiid. No matter which end of the court he was on, he was under the basket. And he brought that point up a few different times. So I really think they want somebody bigger under the net.
How tall's Giannis?
They do. Giannis would fit that bill, as would other guys. It's not like it's Giannis or bust. There are still other ways that you can get a big where you're not trading Jaylen Brown. But let's say Brad does want to trade Jaylen Brown. Is he going to say that at a press conference? Is he going to give you any indication that that's what he wants or what he thinks he could do?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Middle of the night when you won't see it coming.
Well, you're not going to do that.
He is not out in the open with anything. Nope.
It doesn't make any sense to even, that would be like something the Bruins did. Tyler Seguin.
Yeah.
Basically dump all over the guy.
Yeah.
Make it known you don't want him anymore before you trade him a day later. Jeff at work. Hey, Jeff.
Hey, question for Zoe on geography.
Yes, sir.
Oh, boy.
Okay, this town, city, very famous, begins with an M.
Go.
It's either from Minneapolis or Minnesota. Tupelo.
What? I have no idea what that question was.
I don't. Minneapolis or St. Paul. What are you talking about?
He said Minneapolis and Minnesota. I don't know what his
state.
question.
Minneapolis
I don't know what his
St. Paul
question was.
cities.
I have no idea. Not a quiz game. Robert in Watertown. Hi, Robert. Go ahead.
Yes, hi. Hi. I wanted to make a prediction about the future of Dianna Rossini's career. But I first wanted to say about Milliken, like everyone else is, that I was on LinkedIn and I saw his picture looking at his situation. And based on what he looks like and what he acts like, it's a lot like me. He looks like me and acts like me. And therefore, I wanted to apologize for his life, for about junior high school for maybe this year. The second thing I wanted to say about Dianna Rossini was, yes, it's true. She might no longer have a career in broadcasting because she clearly has no ethics about it. And she also might have a career in football because, again, it's actually a small world itself. And I don't know how she is there, but I will say that based on today, she could have a big career in morning television or something even bigger career-wise than those two particular things.
Doubt it. You got to be really well liked to make it in those places.
A likable person.
You have to be super likable. Yeah. Those are the only people that last in those positions in those spots. She does not have that going for her right now.
No, I don't think the Q rating's going to do too well with the moms watching.
It's not going to work. It's a Finish Strong Friday presented by 128 Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric, the company that finishes every job strong. They are local and independently owned. And they also have a shout out to Alec on the plumbing team for an outstanding 5-star review from Henry and Drake. Henry called on 128 to update his faucets, and he said Alec was extremely professional, courteous, and went above and beyond. Great job finishing this Friday strong, Alec. Book with Alec and the rest of the team for your plumbing, HVAC, electrical, and drains at call128.com. Coming up in just about 12 minutes, we'll be talking with a member of the NFL League office. That will be Max St. John joining us to talk about scheduling in the NFL and how they go about getting it done. That's on the way.
Zolak.
I got a pillow over my head.
Bertrand.
Doesn't make it normal.
The Sports Hub.
I get the sense that our guest that's coming up in like 5 minutes is going to be speaking Milliken's language in some weird football way. Right? Milliken loves analytics in baseball. I got a feeling that Max St. John is going to be talking about analytics and how they get this schedule done.
Let's just quiz him on the map.
Did you get Zoe a map? Did you get him one?
No map. No map.
He's going to rip through. He's going to
give me a GDM map so I can finish it.
He's going to embarrass Milliken on this. He's going to embarrass him. Put him to shame. But when you do that, though,
I'll draw my own goddamn map.
But like you do that, and I have full faith that Zoe's going to do it, no problem. It's like, then what?
Right.
Like you just kind of feel like, yeah, Zoe should be able to do that, and then was able to. Here it is. He's got
normal human being can do it. Yeah. Bring it in.
Bring it in.
Give me a pen. Bring it in.
He's going to be able to do it, no problem. But there's not going to be any thrill in this for us.
No, thank you.
Because you got one. All right, he's going to draw. He's going to draw the United States now from memory. That's hard to do. State lines, Mississippi River. It's got a lot of curves to it. It's
look at this. I'm looking at man. You can kind of draw.
Well, he's also got a real photographic memory.
Yes.
Does he not?
He's off and running. I mean, he's ripping through Florida right now.
You keep that going on. We'll get back to your call. Steve in Miami. Hi, Steve.
Hi, how you doing?
Good.
Yeah, it feels like the Celtics losing the big three with Tyler leaving. You're going to have the big two. And Tyler, first of all, thank you for all your insight in the past. I have a question for you, but first, a question for the guys. Are you surprised, as I am, that the media, and we all know that they like to swarm, have not gone after Mrs. Vrabel or Dianna Russini's husband for comments?
I think they sort of have, in that I think that they've been waiting for those photos that Russini's husband was in over the Mother's Day weekend. But do they deserve that?
No.
They didn't ask for that.
No, they didn't. I mean,
those two stepped in it, not them.
Yeah, they didn't do anything wrong. In fact, they're the, if you want to call them the victims, they're the victims of this thing that's gone on. Like, you don't chase them. What are you going to chase them for? I mean, someone did take a photo of Jen Vrabel in the airport.
Yes, that did happen.
I don't know that was a professional photograph, but it did surface. Someone took it. It was several days after Vrabel was there, Mike Vrabel. How's the map coming along?
Good. Just doing the outside right now.
Doing the outside. Dave in Attleboro and Mike Trout. Hey, Dave.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
What's up?
I just had nothing much. I had a quick comment. When I heard the Mike Trout thing, I wanted to pull my hair out of my head. Remember when they had Kyle Schwarber, who in my opinion would have been a wet dream first baseman for Fenway Park, and they let him go. And then they had a chance to try and get him
and they didn't try to sign him. I mean, you don't need a scout to figure out he would have been a great fit here. And now you could have got him. Tristan Cassis hasn't worked out. Why would you want to go get Mike Trout? So I just wanted you guys' thoughts on that.
Well, I mean, Dave, the reason would be that it's a good player and a good bat. So that's why. That doesn't mean it's a excellent, really smart, shrewd baseball move. I fully admit that. It would be about clout chasing a little bit and chasing a name and chasing a veteran that's widely recognized. Now, the other part of that, what was he mentioning? He was mentioning, Schwarber. Schwarber could have made like the same money as Yoshida. Like if they hadn't signed Yoshida, they could have signed Schwarber. Does that all add up? Why do I keep seeing that on social media? Is that a thing? I haven't done
So what ended up happening after 2021, Bobby Delbick goes on that 6-week run and kind of helps put the team on his back. They're willing to let him and Travis Shaw platoon to start 2022 with the hope Tristan Casas would be ready by May or June. Yeah. Nothing ends up working out. Casas deals with like a high ankle sprain, misses a majority of the year. They end up doubling down on Masataka Yoshida.
So they could have just taken Schwarber and paid him and then not paid Masataka Yoshida. Wow. That's some bad baseball team building right there.
4 years, $80 million.
Who am I going to lean on for that immediate answer come Monday? What am I going to do without you?
What'd you give Yoshida, Milliken?
It was 5 years, 90, but with the taxes and everything, it was over $100 million with the posting fee.
Oh, man. I'm going to be lost without this guy. I'm going to be lost on baseball.
Yeah, you got no shot.
I might have to look that up.
Just look at me. I'll make something up.
I'll make it sound good.
Sounds good.
Whatever
Thumbs
you
up.
do, just make it sound good and say it with confidence.
X-Fit.
Oh, absolutely.
Look,
absolutely, Beetle. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Yep.
Absolutely right, Beetle.
So's drawing the map over here.
He's not drawing the map. He's raw dogging the map because Milliken brought the real map and he said no. He's just going for it.
He's scared of it.
Yeah.
He doesn't want that protection. Let's get to Max St. John from the NFL. We're going to check in with the league office, some of our sources about the schedule that came out last night. How do they arrive at that schedule? We'll talk to him about it right after this.